June the 6th, 1978, the Right Honourable Ratu Kamisese Katie Mara, Prime Minister of Fiji, arrives in Korea on an invitation extended by Prime Minister Chae Kyu-ha. Upon arrival at Kimpo International Airport, Premier Mara is warmly received by Premier and Mrs. Chae, ranking Korean government officials and members of the Foreign Diplomatic Corps in Seoul. Premier Mara and his party now settle in the Chosun Hotel in the center of Seoul. The next day, Prime Minister Mara and his party pay tribute to the heroic war dead at the National Cemetery in Seoul. They then pay homage at the grave of the late First Lady of Korea, Madam Park Chung-hee. Premier Mara then visits Premier Chae at the Capitol building and discusses matters of mutual interest, including economic cooperation and the promotion of friendly ties between the two countries. Premier Mara then agrees with Agriculture Fisheries Minister Chang Duk-chin to cooperate in developing the fishing industries of the two nations for mutual benefit. The visiting Fijian Premier and his party now pay a courtesy call on Speaker Chung Il-kwon of the National Assembly and inspect the facilities of the Assembly building. Here both leaders pledge to direct efforts towards strengthening mutual cooperative ties between the two countries in the international community. Premier Mara and his party drive along an expressway towards Yongin, Gyeonggi Province, 40 kilometers south of Seoul. In a Saemal village, the visiting Premier expresses deep interest in the Saemal Undong, or New Community Movement, which helped to rapidly develop Korea's farming communities. Minister Mara inspects Yongin farmland and observes with keen interest a farm of fruit-bearing trees and income increase projects in rural communities. Yonsei University in Seoul confers on Premier Ratu Kamusezi Mara an honorary doctorate in politics. In his speech, Premier Mara remarks that Korea's future must be bright, as there are so many competent young people in the country. Sejong Cultural Center in the heart of Seoul, Prime Minister Chae Kyu-ha hosts a dinner in honor of Fijian Prime Minister and Lady Mara. High-ranking Korean government officials and members of the Foreign Diplomatic Corps in Seoul also attend the dinner. Expressing his appreciation of Korean hospitality, Premier Mara says that he hopes his visit to Korea will mark a turning point in further promoting the existing bilateral friendly ties between Korea and Fiji. The visiting Fijian Premier and his party enjoy a presentation of a Korean folklore program. Day of his visit to Korea, Premier Mara visits Economic Planning Board Minister Nam Duk-woo and discusses joint venture and technical cooperation between the two nations. The visiting Premier and his party now visit the Korea Trade Promotion Corporation and observe Korea's export goods displayed in the hall. Premier Mara closely looks at the items on display, expressing his interest in the product quality. The flags of the two countries adorn the boulevards of Seoul during Premier Mara's stay in Korea. Premier Mara now pays a courtesy call on President Park Chung-hee of Korea. Here the Chief Executive awards the visiting Premier with the Order of Diplomatic Service Merit, Grand Kanghwa Medal. The two leaders then discuss promotion of friendship and cooperation between the two countries. Lady Lala Mara, wife of Premier Mara, visits Miss Park Kun-hye, eldest daughter of President Park, and enjoys a friendly discussion. Afternoon, Premier Mara enjoys some hours of leisure playing golf in Hanyang Country Club on the outskirts of Seoul. On June the 9th, his fourth day in Korea, Premier Mara and his entourage arrive at Hyundai shipyard in Ulsan by aircraft. He inspects for an hour the modern shipyard which can build 18 oil tankers in the 400 to 500,000 ton class annually, and even vessels in a 1,000,000 ton class. Premier Mara and his party then visit Hyundai Motor Company, which can produce 80,000 vehicles a year and exports products to 24 countries. Prime Minister Mara then visits Bulguksa Temple in Gyeongju, the ancient capital of the Shilla Kingdom. The temple, built in 535 AD, is an outstanding example of Korea's ancient stone architecture, such as pagodas and stairways. In the Tumuli Park in Gyeongju, Premier Mara and his party look at ancient relics displayed in the renovated Heavenly Horse tomb. fifth day in Korea, Lady Mara visits the National Museum located in Gyeongbok Palace grounds in Seoul and views Korea's national treasures, including centuries-old Koryo celadons. She then observes the life and customs of old Korea through the display in the Korean Folklore Museum. Meanwhile, in the Chosun Hotel, Premier Mara holds a press conference. He says that he has learned with appreciation that Korea has achieved rapid economic development in spite of difficulties, and calls for mutual cooperation between Korea and Fiji in order that both countries may contribute to world peace and the prosperity of mankind. Premier Mara expresses his thanks to the Korean government and the people for the hospitality he has received, his hope for the promotion of friendly ties between Korea and Fiji, and his pledge to support Korea's policy of peaceful unification of the land at the United Nations and other international organizations. Amid a warm send-off by Prime Minister Chae Kyu-ha, ranking government officials and members of the Foreign Diplomatic Corps in Seoul, Prime Minister Ratu Kamusezi Mara of Fiji and his party board the plane, winding up their 5-day official visit to the Republic of Korea.